Sexual harassment, hey, we often hear about it. Well, it takes all forms, and this week we're looking at a little bit of a different form. Involves a real man, Carl Hewitt, resident of Pennsylvania, worked for a fuel transport company there, and as part of his job, he would always go to a distribution point to pick up or drop off fuel. And while doing that, he was approached by another male who pushed him against the wall, grabbed him, said, "Do you like that?" Well, Carl didn't like that, and he reported it to his manager. Manager said, "I'll take care of it." Now, the important thing to remember is his manager was his manager. The guy who assaulted him was an employee of a third party. He was an employee of that distribution center where he was picking up and dropping off fuel. So we've got two different things going on here. On one stance, we've got Carl's employer, and on the other, we've got a third-party employee who, frankly, does not have any real relationship with Carl's employer except for the fact that they do business together. Anyway, moving forward on the case, time went by, things were going fine, and then suddenly the sexual harassment began again. And when it began again, Carl was very upset, and since nothing had happened, he sued his employer. He sued his employer saying, "You are responsible for sexual harassment, you're responsible for a hostile workplace, and also various other forms of discrimination." Okay, well, the case went forward, and as it went forward, basically all causes of action, every allegation that Carl made was dropped. All those allegations were dropped, and he was basically left going forward on a hostile workplace. Now, his employer said, "Hang on a second here. I am your employer. I don't have control over this other guy out here, over this distribution center. I don't have any control over those guys. I'm your employer. You're suing me because of something somebody else did that I have no control over? You can't do that. You can't do that." Well, that argument found its way to the court, and the court came away and said, guess what? You, Carl's employer, are responsible for the hostile workplace because you knew this was going on. It had been reported to you by Carl. You were aware of this, and you did not take sufficient action to prevent the ongoing hostile workplace that you were subjecting him to every time he had to go pick up this fuel or drop something off. Okay. So what do we learn from this? We learn a very important thing here. We normally think of hostile workplace as a cause of action against an employer who is the person responsible for causing that hostile workplace. But here we found an employer held responsible for the acts of a third party. Why? Because the employer knew what was going on and did not take any action to bring that hostile workplace to an end, to stop the sexual harassment that Carl was being subjected to. Okay, bringing this case, bringing cases every week so you understand how the law works. I'm David Allen.